Zion Williamson play against Ja Morant the other night, and actually the Pelicans wound up beating Memphis the other night. But Ja Morant is having one of the great rookie seasons all time. He is about to become the first rookie since Michael Jordan to lead his team in scoring and assists and lead them to the playoffs, assuming that they do make it and they're in position to do it. So, Jalen, take star power out of it. Take box office out of it. Pure basketball. If you were redoing last year's draft, would you take Ja Morant number one?
I would take Zion number one. And Greeny, you know how much I love Ja Morant. We did breakdowns on him when he was in college, when he first got into the league. There probably isn't another national media member that's a bigger fan of Ja. And unfortunately, they will not make the playoffs this year. They're 0-3 in the bubble. They lost Jaren Jackson Jr., who's a terrific young performer, to a knee injury. So they will not be in the playoffs. And the Pelicans won't be either. With that being said, you always got to go with the big guy. That rim is always going to be 10 feet tall, just like the free throw is always going to be 15 feet away. And I love Kevin Durant, and I love Steph Curry. But I'm going to take the tall guy. And in this case, that's Kevin Durant. For Zion, a terrific athlete. He's going to score around the hoop. He's going to give me all of the intangibles. I believe Zion's the choice here in positionless basketball as the guy will still take number one.
Jacoby, why are you shaking your head?
Because Jalen's wrong again. That's why. I mean, Zion's going to sell more jerseys. Zion's going to sell more sneakers. But you're talking about how you're going to take the tall guy and how he scores around the rim. Well, guess what? In the NBA, that's all Zion has done. I'm going to take the guy who, I don't know, has the ball in his hand every single possession. Ja Morant has won this team into the 8th seed. And Ja Morant said that the playing format is unfair. And guess what? He's absolutely right. Jalen, you know this. You played in the NBA for 45 years. Ja Morant has the basketball. Zion has never assists. He never did. Basically, people make plays for him. Ja Morant makes plays for other people. I believe that you're just saying this, that you don't really believe it. Because you know that Ja Morant's going to lead to more wins over his career than Zion. Zion got hurt in high school, got hurt in college, got hurt in summer league, got hurt in the regular season, and I'm just hoping he doesn't get hurt in the bubble when he's on his burst restrictions.
Go ahead, Jalen.
How about this? When you look long-term at NBA success, Greeny, usually the players that lead their team to consistent finals and championships are players that are 6'6" and above. It's just a big man's game, Jacoby. And you know I love Ja. He's going to give me that 20 and 10, and he's going to give me that dazzle. And I disagree with you. Ja's box office as well. But Zion Williamson is something special, Greeny. This is something we have never seen. You have never seen a guy 6'7", 280 pounds, doing 360s in a basketball game. That just is something we have never seen somebody do. And David Jacoby, trust me, if you were the president of a team and you were sitting in front of your staff, you would tell them all of the reasons why you're going to take the guy that you saw stop college basketball at Duke last year. That's what you would be doing. You would be taking Zion.
Okay, so that's something we've never seen. I want to show everyone else something that they had probably never seen before. But if you're watching Jalen and Jacoby, you did, because this happened on that program, and it happened on planet Earth. This is Jalen Rose doing his impression of The Godfather.
So, Jack Harlow, you in the strip club, and you want to take and post a picture, man? That's not how we operate in the family. Young lady, you got tipped for your services. You not divulge things that happen in an exotic environment. That's just not what we do. This is a direct violation of the code. You must be summoned to see the Godfather immediately based on your behavior. Free Lou Will. Free Lou Will.
Jalen, what exactly was that supposed to be an impression of?
Well, just fire me right now. I didn't know y'all was going to show that on this show. Hey, Greeny, the things that happen on Jalen and Jacoby supposed to be in the trunk, not on mainstream media. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Y'all going to get me in trouble. And now that I listen to it, it sounds more like Scarface than The Godfather. And it was so, I didn't plan to do that. And so I didn't realize I probably should have put some gauze in my mouth. I didn't know if the paper was going to fit, but now I know the paper can fit in my mouth.
Look at Jalen. But I need you to take that out because I have one more thing left I need from you this morning, Jalen. And that would be, we are going to wish a happy 58th birthday to Patrick Ewing. And so I want you to light it up in the NBA bubble, scored 32 on 13 of 17 shooting from the floor as the Pacers beat the Magic. Indiana is 3-0 in the bubble. And if you're looking for hoops, we're the place to. Check it out tonight with an NBA doubleheader. You got Chris Paul and OKC taking on LeBron, AD and company at 6:30 Eastern. And then Karis LeVert and the Nets square off against red-hot Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the Celtics. That's all tonight. Coverage tips off with NBA Countdown at 6 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. And we are just crossing the bottom of the hour here on ESPN, 10:30 in the East. For those of you who are tuning in expecting to see First Take, they'll be live starting at 11, so a half hour from now for a full 2 hours. I'm Mike Greenberg in Bristol, and as we came on this morning, two separate pieces of breaking news, both from college football, and it's ironic they come on the same day. UConn football has suspended its program for the entirety of the 2020 season because of coronavirus. They will not play. Ironically, that announcement coming on the same morning that the Big Ten reveals its schedule for the season. They are playing, and the headline there is that Michigan, Ohio State, who have played as the last game of the season every year since 1942, will not be the last game of the season. This year, they will play each other on October 24th. Seems like a good conversation to have with Jalen and Jacoby. So for that, we bring in the appropriately named Jalen and Jacoby. And Jalen, we'll start with you. And I want to start on the cancellation by UConn here. Again, this isn't Michigan football. It's not something that the whole country is focused on. But I do wonder if you think this becomes the first domino of something we could be seeing a lot of moving forward.
Yeah, it's going to be a first domino, Greeny, but it won't affect the Power 5 conferences, as you just acknowledged, with the Big Ten releasing the schedule the same day UConn is basically canceling their season. It continues to further the fact that those handful of conferences really are the heartbeat of college football. Why? Because they make a lot of money. And those programs, in particular football, not only take care of the coaches and all of the other things that come with collegiate football, they also take care of other programs, the multiple teams that go with the school. So I'm not surprised that UConn canceled. I am not surprised that the Big Ten released the schedule. This is just going to show us that really the only football we're going to see this year will be from the Power 5. In particular, not at Notre Dame, I think, has joined the ACC.
Correct, they have. And so, Jacoby, it is inarguable then that money is driving those decisions. And I just wonder if you believe that in the middle of a pandemic, that is problematic in any way, if that is a bad look in your mind.
Well, let's be honest. You follow the money, and the money will show you where everything is going. And the Ivy League already canceled their season, and that didn't affect the Power 5. And UConn, last time I checked, didn't have huge contracts for huge nationally televised games. So those Power 5 conferences, they will do everything they can to hold their games. But yes, it is indicative of just how tenuous this situation is. And also them, as you mentioned, moving up the Michigan-Ohio State game is another indication that even the people that are making the schedule are saying, let's just front load this a little bit because we don't know what's going to happen later. Because anything we learned this summer, it is that the future is just so uncertain.
I have to ask the most prominent member of the Michigan alumni base, and that would be Mr. Jalen Rose. What is your reaction to the game this year coming on October 24th?
My reaction is I'm trying to be at the game, socially distanced and all. I'm trying to be there because this is going to be one of the first times in the last 2 decades that we actually beat Ohio State. So I need to be there. I need to be there.
So you're calling it right now. You're calling Michigan over Ohio State this season.
Of course. Just think about what's happening in our country right now, Greeny. This is the perfect time for a solar apocalypse to happen in Ann Arbor, and our players perform so very well, regardless to where we play against the Buckeyes, that we're going to get a win this year. That's right. I said it. Save this footage. Michigan will beat the Buckeyes in football this year.
I've never heard of a solar apocalypse. We can talk about that another time. But Jacoby, it looked to me like you were trying to get a 20 in there. What is your reaction here?
We've been doing Jalen Jacoby for 10 years, and every one of those 10 years, he predicts that Michigan's going to be Ohio State. And I don't think it's happened once. So I think we're probably more likely to have a solar apocalypse than the Wolverines beating the Buckeyes.
Jalen, I do hope if the season gets all the way through, on November 21st, Michigan comes to play at Northwestern. So perhaps you and I will have to make that one a little interesting together. In the meantime, let me get to my NBA question that I had for the two of you this morning. And don't sleep on this question.